Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jaylee Pope on the Rural Radio Network, and today I'm joined by Nate Mackinson, one of the interns with the National Corn Growers Association out in Washington, D.C. Nate, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background and connection to agriculture?
Yes, so I'm Nate Mackinson. I'm a rising senior at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. I was born and raised in Lincoln, actually. I'm an economics pre-law major, so I have one semester left of college, and then I graduated. So looking forward to that. But yeah, I've got connected through agriculture. I saw this opportunity at the Nebraska Corn Board, and I have a political science minor as well. So I've been always interested in policy, government, but also like my economic side about the economy, agricultural, all like the kind of pieces together. So I saw this internship and I was like, this would be the absolute perfect opportunity for me to learn, grow my skills, and meet connections. My parents own a wheat farm, and then my grandparents own a corn farm. So I've always had a little agricultural kind of in my background. So that's always helping and having that connection to agriculture as well.
That's great. And so, as you head into your final semesters here in Lincoln, what are some opportunities that you found through college or how you really figured out how you wanted to go into political science and focus on policy?
Could you repeat the question, actually? There's a
So,
little lag. Sorry.
yo, you're okay. So, with your time here at UNL as it's coming to a close, what opportunities have you found at UNL through your time in college that also really solidified what you want to do through policy and going into pre law?
Yeah, so like I'm a big people person. Like I love working with people. I love just gaining connections and just always I like team environments. That's why here at NCGA it's been absolutely amazing because everyone works. We're all one, like as a team, basically helping each other when they need it, but also just working together. So kind of that team atmosphere where something in college that really helped me kind of know I want to go into government, law, economics type era was the Clifton Strengths Institute at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. So I'm a Clifton Strengths coach. It's my job at the university. I run business classes for about 50 students each semester. We're making them confident in who they are, utilizing, figuring out their strengths, and just helping them navigate their like college career. So this really solidified my like working with people, leading people, and also just being surrounded by like a very fast paced environment kind of made me realize I just want to go into something where I can make a difference with fellow friends, coworkers, and people surrounded by me.
That's amazing. And now I have to ask, what are your Clifton's top 5 Clifton strengths?
Yes, love talking about Clifton strengths. So my top five is communication, woo, futuristic, context, and consistency.
Oh, nice. I also have futuristic
Okay.
and in my top 5 as
Mhm.
I think communication the first time I took it, communication was up there, but then it fell out of my top 5 the next time I took it. So,
Mhm.
it's up there, but not always in my top 5. So that's pretty cool. And then how are you using those strengths in what you're doing in your internship in DC?
Yeah, so definitely the communication part. Like my kind of role as an intern here is definitely you need high communication, you need consistent communication where you're consistently like right now I'm working on unaffiliated visits for growers who are about to come to DC. So I've sent about and been in contact over like hundreds of congressional offices of Senate and reps and working with their staffers on setting up meetings and just kind of communicating when they can meet and what they want the growers want to discuss. And with all of that, all of the different emails and communicate, like you need to have strong communication. That's a strength I've been fortunate to develop and kind of sharpen. But just that is very important here in my internship, where especially for something like that, or setting up all these different moving pieces, you need to be clear, consistent, and have clear communication. So everything kind of flows smoothly. But also just like working around in the office too, where I've been working with so our economist Gretchen. Just I've been working with projects, data economic projects with her, just having clear communication with her to kind of set up where even if one data point is in wrong area, it can mess up the whole thing and mess up all the economic analysis on that. So just having clear communication with her and other people working on these projects, just to have so it could work well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yep, totally. That's
Mhm.
amazing. And so obviously you've done quite a few projects throughout the summer. You've been out in DC for quite a few weeks. So what are some of your favorite projects or what are you looking forward to as you round out your time this summer?
Yes, so I'll start with the latter. I'm very looking forward to Corn Congress next week. So all the growers and people, staff coming in, just I'm excited to meet them, hear their stories, and just get to go alongside them in this journey in DC, where a lot of them like may have not been to DC before or to only come out once in a while. Where I've just been fortunate to be here for a little while to help kind of go through the little journey and also advocate alongside them for what issues growers are facing. It's really cool, and I haven't seen it yet because it's next week, but it's gonna be very cool. And I also hear from last year's that just it's very impactful to see of like these are issues that we are facing as growers, like X, Y, Z, many issues, and they get to. It's really very cool to see them advocate on their behalf and their fellow growers' behalf. So that's what I'm really looking forward to for next week. Um, what was the first part of the question? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Oh, you're good. I was just talking a little bit about some of the projects you've already
Oh,
worked on, which you've already mentioned a few, but if there were
yeah.
any others that you wanted to mention.
So I would say my favorite project. Um, so I like to write. So I got this is it's a very small project. It was only about took like a little more like half a day, a little bit more. But Nancy, our head of trade at NCGA, so we needed an endorsement letter for the chief ag negotiator that we would send to Trump, because he's the one who appoints the chief ag negotiator for trade. With all the tariff stuff going on, this position is very important to be filled, and it hasn't been filled yet. So Nancy had me write the first draft. Obviously, she edited it a little bit, but it was super fun writing a first draft that we would send all the different ag industry organizations for them to sign off that we endorse this X candidate for this position to the Trump administration. So it was really cool that like I played a role in a letter that is endorsing someone who like the current administration is considering for the chief ag negotiator. So and I had to make sure like obviously I had to make sure the letter is really well written, and so I had a lot of fun just like okay what words to use, what ways you don't want to sound too like persuasive, etc. I kind of be very straight to the point. So that was challenging, but that's a project I really enjoyed.
That's awesome, honestly, to have those opportunities. Even like as an intern, you kind of wonder, oh, what am I going to be doing? Am I going to be doing anything impactful? But then
Mhm.
sometimes you get fun projects like that.
Yeah.
And so, as we round out our time, what is a piece of advice that you would give to an upcoming intern, either looking at opportunities through the Nebraska Corn Board or in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, I would say definitely just be very like go getting. Like there's some times where like people I think this is I kind of realize like especially in this internship, but just other internships I have, other works I have, involvements, just be very go get like these are the wrong words, but essentially like if you don't have any work, you don't have any work assigned, you get assigned a project in the morning, you finish up the project, oh you're done, well no you're not done, like this is your internship, go out, go learn, go ask around, like do you need help with anything, is there anything I like to work, I'm very interested in the economic side, and the very cool thing like about NCGA here, like they realize that and they want me to help learn through that way. So they like, oh, I'm working on XYZ data project. Like, yeah, I'd love some help. Or could you do this? Like, it's kind of like I wouldn't have initially been assigned these tasks, but since I was like kind of forward and approaching the get, like I would love to help out in any way possible. Where I feel like that's a skill that a lot of people could still develop. I'm still developing myself, but that a lot of people they wait for things to come, wait for projects, wait for stuff to do be forward, and it's very respected.
That's great, and honestly, I think that it goes a long way with any employer or anyone that you're ever working with, so
Yes,
thank you so
totally.
much for your time today, and thank you so much for sharing about your experience.
Thank you so much.